Today, we're all gonna learn the B twist with no mats with Sam Kojo. We're gonna go and do an analysis of a Kojo's Trick Lab tutorial. This is free, this is posted to their YouTube. This is Kojo teaching us how to do a B twist outside with no mats. And I'll be giving my thoughts and my analysis as we go through the video. I love seeing other people making tutorials. If there is anything tricking needs, it's more tutorials. More people need to be sharing their thoughts, their knowledge of a specific trick to have more people tricking, more people doing the sport, because that is just so important. And it's like I could make the same B-twist tutorial 15 times over, but that's kind of my perspective of the B-twist. That's the progression that I would recommend to an athlete, but that's not the progression that will work for everybody. Everybody is an individual, and that's why it's so important for everybody within this community to make tutorials and to post them online, whether it be through Kojo's Trick Lab or through YouTube or through Adrenaline. All right, Kojo, let's go.
A couple of terms you need to understand are your plant leg and your swing leg. Now, your plant leg is the leg that you push off from. Your swing leg is the leg that you swing backwards.
Right out the gate, it is hard to get the terminology of tricking into people's heads. And that little animation in the arrow does so much to help people actually learn what is their plant leg, what is their swing leg, how do they need to move their body for the trick. And those little animations, those little things are what make a Kojo's Trick Lab tutorial different from one you might find on YouTube from someone like a younger me, because I didn't know how to animate arrows. I didn't know how to put that in the videos. And the tutorials that Kojo puts out are a little bit more higher end in quality. And that's kind of why it's warranted that they have the site with the paywall and all of that.
Pretty simple. So let's get started with our first method. This is a really common method of learning B-twist. If you don't have much experience, then all of these drills are pretty easy to learn. So you can start from pretty much nothing and get yourself a B-twist this way.
Yo, if you do the drills, if you listen, he's not wrong. You can get your B-twist this way. There's so many different ways to get any particular trick. Use whichever one that works best for you.
The first thing we're going to do is a standing 360 jump. This is just a vertical 360 jump, nice and simple. Feet together, bring your arms over to the side of your body. So if you cartwheel to your left, then you should do your butterfly kicks to your left. So you're going to do this twist to your left. And if you do it to the right, you're going to do all of that to the right. So bring your arms over to the side of your body in the opposite direction to the way you're spinning. Look in front of you and try and keep looking in front of you as you jump. And then as you're leaving the ground, look over your shoulder, pull your arms in, and you're going to do one spin. Try and keep your eyes open and try and see that same spot you were looking at taking off. It's not too complicated. I'm not going to go into that too much. Once you can do that comfortably,
Yo, that is a really good and really underrated drill. Being able to jump and twist, being able to jump and do a 360 or a 720 or a 540 are all super important for building kinesthetic awareness. And your kinesthetic awareness is your body's ability to sense where it is in 3D space. And it's really easy to develop that by doing simple drills like jump 360. And it has less of a risk of impact. You're probably not going to get hurt just doing a jump 360, especially if you take care of your ankles and things like that. And what it will do for your kinesthetic awareness and helping your body understand what it means to do a 360 is super crucial, super helpful.
we're going to try and do a 540 spin, which is a spin and a half. So you're going to do the exact same thing, just after you see the position you were looking at when you took off, you're going to turn your hips, keep turning your head, and you're going to do another half twist. A couple of things to think about if it feels awkward are making sure that you engage your core and making sure you're using those arms, and make sure you don't look down, as that's going to throw you off balance. Try and keep your head up and just look over your shoulder as you're turning.
Yeah, one of the best pieces of advice my mom gave me when I was younger is where your head goes, where your eyes go, where you're looking, your body will tend to follow. And that is why spotting is such a crucial thing that is talked about so often when people are trying to teach tricking, is because if you tell someone to look to the left, their whole body will start to curve that way naturally as they do that motion, and that will lead to a better twist. In reality, you want to just pull all of your body to the side to try and generate that rotation that you need to do the full like a jumping 540 or whatever you want to do, whatever big twisting skill you want to do.
If you've never done this before, it might feel really alien and weird at first, but just put the reps in, do it a bunch of times, it will get easy, it won't take too long. The next step is learning a vert B-twist. So we're gonna start to add little elements of our B-kick in, but it's still gonna pretty much be the same thing that you were doing. So start by standing with your legs just over shoulder width apart, bring your arms over, away from the direction you're twisting, and you're gonna swing your arms all the way round as far as you can. You wanna get so far around that you can see this spot just after you take off, as from there, it's just gonna feel like your 360 spin. To start with, just do this.
Interesting. So the progression that he's recommending is to do almost like a vertical 540, but with a slight axis turn to get you more comfortable spinning off axis for the B-twist. Because if you do a 2-foot jump, 540, kind of looking over to the side, that is kind of similar feeling to what it's like to do a B-twist. And that's why this drill is so helpful, and that's why he's recommending it.
This taking off 2 feet. When it's comfortable, try to allow your back leg to come up just a little bit off the ground. So you're just pushing off one leg, as this is going to be even more like a B-twist.
Yeah, that little distinction of jumping off of 2 feet or jumping off of 1 foot is really, really important. Whenever you're learning any trick, it is so important to know how to jump. That said, I love that Kojo is starting out with kinesthetic awareness and just building kind of like knowledge of where your body and how it's going to be moving in space through the simple drill progression. I really like this. As a tricking coach, I really like this. So it's almost like a misleg 540.
B-twist, then there's 2 really important things to change. So you're going to do the same thing starting out with your arms, bring them over to this side of your body, but instead of just swinging them across and pulling them in, you're going to dip down just like you would in a butterfly kick and swing all the way around. And you want to try and take off in this position. Now the big difference here is that as I'm taking off, my head and chest is much lower. I'm going to lift them up, but I'm not going to be like this, and that's going to force me to flip. The other big thing that's going to make you flip is what your back leg does, and by having your head and chest lower, you can get your back leg higher. You can't get it as high if you're standing up straight. Those are the main things you're going to change. Make sure you've done the prerequisites loads of times, and then you'll feel comfortable enough to make these changes. You don't have to dive all the way in. You can do every stage in between. You can just bring your head to here. So it's kind of in between. It's not completely upright and it's not down here. And that's gonna make you flip a little bit more, lift your leg a little bit more every time, and just build it up. Make sure you're comfortable the whole time until you get it.
Yeah, this is something that a lot of tutorials really struggle with, and mine do as well, especially the ones that are more progressively based. People assume that when you go from one drill to the next, that they're supposed to look entirely differently, when in reality, you can take one drill like that standing jumping 540 and slowly morph it into what is a B-twist. And it's like a slow morphing process, not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's more like a wave that you ride, less of like it's not stairs, it's a ramp, if that makes sense to you guys. It's not like one step leads to the next. They all flow into each other, and every trick is kind of the same, minus a few different body positions that are switched out and probably different timings. And I see that slow progression.
You don't want to be falling down, as when you're falling, then you're not drilling the sensation of doing a B-twist. You're drilling falling down. You can use this drill to help you get used to the sensation of a B-twist, as it will teach you the feeling, then you're not...
Actually, I need to talk about something real quick in regards to what he just said, because it's really important. It's a bit quiet. Oh no, oh no.
You don't want to be falling down, as when you're falling, then you're not drilling the sensation of doing a B-twist. You're drilling falling down. You can use this drill to...
Yeah, like I had this big problem when I was doing triple cork and trying to like speed up my progression to triple cork is I got too comfortable falling. I got too good at falling on the triple cork that became my muscle memory. And that's why I had to sever the connection that was my master scoot and grind so hard now on my touchdown rise is just because you get too comfortable falling and that keeps you from landing. And that's an important thing to talk about.
Help you get used to the sensation of a B-twist, as it will teach you the feeling of pulling your plant leg over your swing leg. This is pretty much what you're going to be doing.
That drill that he just did is my favorite. That drill where you're just standing and you push off your front leg and pivot around your base leg in kind of like a 360, kind of dropping forward and backwards. That is my favorite B-twist drill. Thank you for putting this in, man.
Doing in the air. So when you're practicing this drill, stand with your plant leg in front, try to lean forwards and then pull both arms in and drive that plant leg over the swing leg. To start with, you can do this pretty upright, but if you...
Seriously though, that drill is so helpful. It is beyond helpful if you want to learn how to do a B-twist, to do that drill. It will give you so much kinesthetic awareness.
Can get to a point where you're doing it leaning forwards, then that's going to mimic the sensation of a B-twist more. So it's going to feel more like the actual trick. Maybe try and do this drill 10 times every day, even when you're not training. And then in a week's time, you're going to have so much more awareness, you're going to be so much more used to doing that twist, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to get your butterfly twist. If you're able to get horizontal, but you struggle to just get round to your feet, then keep watching the video, as I'm going to give you more tips about the technique and about the step into it that will make it a lot easier to land.
And that is where we left off. I think this tutorial is really good. I love Kojo's Trick Lab, and if you go to Kojo's Trick Lab, oh, I'm sorry, man. I keep getting like Kojo with the worst faces. Oh no, this is good though. I take this, we take those. If you go to Kojo's Trick Lab, you will be able to see this tutorial in its full glory. I really like Kojo's tutorials, and I think they are well worth the money. And the work that he does to support the community really does matter. And I think that the Kojo's Trick Lab tutorials are definitely the best tutorials on the market currently. And that's saying something, because I've made a lot of tutorials. His are just better than a lot of my old ones, and I will be remaking some of those in a little bit. Plus a big tutorial project that I've been writing in secret. But all will be in due time. In the meantime, give Kojo's Trick Lab some love. Go follow them, go support them if you can. Use the content on that platform because it will definitely help you learn. We do have an affiliate code to Kojo's Trick Lab, but most of the people on Mastering Tricking are already subscribed to Kojo's Trick Lab, but we'll leave it in the description down below. So guys, if you want support, please, get it. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to Kojo for making this. I cannot make YouTube videos on tutorials unless people make tutorials.